Got Phil here from Trelawney's Army, a great supporter of rugby at all levels in Cornwall. Looking forward to another derby.
You can't beat it. Clotted Cream Wars, Mark 6.
Blood and thunder for the first bit, and then
Lightning, hopefully, and just a reminder which way the jam go on the creams.
exactly.
The other way around. But yeah, no, it should be a great day. It's a nice day for it. The snow have cleared from the pitch. So.
Fascinating to see the youngsters coming through, isn't it? And make a note of names for 5 or 6, or maybe a couple of years' time.
Every year after the season, our AGM, we actually give a supporters trophy of the year to one of the under-20s team. And if you look at our catalogue and the trophy and see the names that we've picked out, or the Cornwall selectors have picked out at under-20 level, the list is quite illustrious, and most of them go on to bigger and better things. Not quite perhaps so far as England international level, but some of them have made it to the Premiership and certainly Championship level. So
I think that's a fact lost on the rest of the country, is that Cornwall always produces really, really good rugby players at every level. And I don't think it gets enough recognition. For me, that's my own biased opinion, I know, but
that's kind of true. We're a remote area, and the biggest fallback for Cornwall, which holds us back, is that 3/4 of our coastline is sea. We've got no neighbours. We've got limited amount for supporters and money to be invested into the game. But when you look at last night's brilliant match against Ireland, 2 Cornish lads in there playing well, and Jack Knoll, he was like a demented terrier for the entire duration of the game. He had license to roam, and he certainly roamed. He certainly made one of the tries. So we could have a future Jack Knoll out here today and not realise it. And under-20s is the grounding. They get together for a couple of seasons. Last year they got so far as Yorkshire in the final, and a lot of them will interchange and go into the senior squad. So it's an interesting thing to watch. And say some of our previous winners of the Trelawney's Army under-20s player have gone on and done quite well. The previous winner was Will Gilder, though Will has come off playing rugby. He's doing quite well now in the refereeing circles. So. There's under-20s is well worth the money to come here on a Sunday afternoon and spectate.
Well, it certainly looks like there's a crowd coming in. We've also got it on live stream, but hopefully people turn up and watch, because that's what it's great for the players to hear that support, isn't it?
Absolutely, and a Cornish team will usually respond to the support if you can get enough people in the black and gold cheering the lads on. Certainly the senior team know we're there.
It's unrivaled, isn't it? It's unrivaled. Everywhere you go in county rugby, it's 2 men and a dog, but until Cornwall turn up.
Yeah, Trelawney's Army are famous, and the supporters that we inspire to bring along with us. We've already got coaches filling up for the May County Championship. We've got 2 away trips this year, Devon and Kent, and we've already got the seats partly booked. So it's only 4 months away. There's a lot of interest in this year's campaign.
That's fantastic, and hopefully we'll see a few of these boys maybe involved in the larger squad or the fringes, and next year hopefully involved completely.
I don't think there's any doubt that in a couple of years' time, a lot of these young lads under 20s, they'll pursue their club roles, and some of those that are involved with the Cambornes and the Redruths and the St Ives and the Cornish All Blacks, they will come through, and you can guarantee there'll be 3 or 4 names will be in the senior squad within the next couple of years.
Well, let's hope so, mate. Thank you so much for your time. Great to chat, and hopefully maybe you can catch up after the game. Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
When he buys me a beer. Here with the team manager today, ahead of this Cornwall versus Devon clash. What are your feelings on today, mate?
Well, it's a good day. Devon v Cornwall is always a very interesting game. Local derbies, hey, Devon got promoted last year from to the Jason Enner Club, and we had a very successful season. But that's the whole season. That was last year. We started afresh now. We've got some new players in. We've got some guys from last year, and this will be a good test for them. We've had a couple of warm-up games, but this will be a really good test. But it's nice to have a home tie to start with. We're in sunny St Austell, so
Costa del St Austell today.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Now, the first 20 minutes of a derby game usually is just hammer and tong, and then the patterns start to develop. How do you think that's how it's going to go today?
I think so. The first 20 minutes, it's a bit like posturing, isn't it? Just trying to find out, sussing it out.
Chess match.
Yeah, it is really, and looking for weaknesses. They'll be looking for weaknesses, and that's the whole aim of the game, really, to look at that and then build your game plan around what we've done already.
I said to Richie Kevin, with the seniors going for a bit of a transition, if one of these lads has a storming championship and there's a couple of injuries in the senior side, they're probably in, so it's great motivation for them.
Absolutely, and if you look at the senior squads from the last few years, a number of those guys have transitioned from the 20s up through, and and it's a good stepping stone for them, and it also gives us selectors, and we've got county selectors here today. They'll be having a look at these guys now. They perform under championship conditions.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, buddy. I'll let you get on with your very important jobs. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers, bud. Afternoon, welcome to St Austell Rugby Club. We've got Cornwall under-20s against Devon under-20s, and we've got a cross-county legend, former Cornwall outside centre Lewis Patterson here. Lewis, what are you expecting today?
I think it's just, again, it's a good start to the campaign. Devon Cornwall's always a massive clash over its seniors, under-16s, 18s, 20s. I'm just looking forward to seeing the talent on show. Both the county, both counties, both young players that are just starting off their careers. There's a great pathway for a lot of them. So I'm just looking forward to seeing some skills on show, really.
I must admit, I haven't watched much of this age group, but I've heard really, really good things about their warm-up games. And have you had warm-up games, and how have they gone?
No, we've had a very large squad, and we've kind of kept it quite kind of sheltered, maybe a blanket over us. We haven't really played any warm-up games and that such, but we've had very much game related at Ivy Bridge with the all-weather pitch. So because we've had a very large squad, we've been able to play, say, trial games and look at different combinations, and that's been really beneficial for us. So this will be our first actual game live. Don't get us wrong, we've had referees come over to our training sessions and things like that, but this is not only our first championship game, but it will be our first big test. So
Fantastic.
Well, best of luck, but not too much luck. Try and be as impartial as I can. Exactly, mate. Very best of luck today for popping over, mate. All the best, yeah?
All the best.
So, after the game. Cheers. From the other camp now, it's Richie Kevin, the Cornwall under-20s backs coach. What are you looking forward to today, mate?
Yeah, just looking forward to great conditions and the boys having a go and getting used to the championship rugby. It's going to be real good intensity, and I think it's cup rugby, and you don't get that very often now, so it'll be a good test.
And it's against Devon as well. Let's be honest, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be a pretty standard derby, isn't it? Hammer and tong for the first 20.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think all form and who's been up in this competition longer goes out the window when it's just Cornwall versus Devon. It comes down to a bit of local rivalry, and I think that will make it exciting, and really looking forward to it. So the boys.
Is this a young under-20 squad, or are they all pretty much at age group, if you know what I mean? There's a few younger lads there.
It's a good mixture. There's some guys that went through it all last year, and then there's some really new, exciting young guys that have put their hand up in our warm-up games, so they've been given a chance, and I think it's going to be a real good mixture, but I hope I'm going to have to rely on some of the older ones, to talk them through it, but yeah, it'll be good.
And with the seniors going through somewhat of a transitional phase, it's great motivation for these lads. If they have an outstanding game or an outstanding competition, then who knows, they might well get a few injuries and they're in.
Yeah, exactly. And I think over the last couple of years being involved with the seniors myself, you've seen some of these youngsters get thrown in at the training and the Tamar Cup, so they've got something to aim for, that's their Everest, to be involved with the county senior side, so this is the way it should be. And if that makes them come here on a Sunday and train every Sunday morning to get up at 10 o'clock after where you could easily led on a Saturday night, then fair play to them.
Well, your skipper didn't get home till 2 a.m. last night, did he? So that is dedication for you.
It's dedication, those boys put a good shift in yesterday and a hard place to go, so, expecting them to do the same today.
So is it about performance or result today? Which one is it? Which one, is it winners or grinners, or is it progress and...
I think for the warm-up games it was all about performance, not really the result. Now we're getting to the business end of it. I think it's one of those, you're going to have to get the results. For what these guys have set their target for the year, it's about getting results now, and hopefully the performance comes with it, and normally if the performance comes, the results come, but if it means that we only win by a kick, it's cup rugby, who cares, we go through. So
as long as it gets over the line. Mate, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get back. I'm going to pick out a forward now. They're not concentrating on the lineouts now.